I'm going to read the first chapter from the very first Grubtown tale called Stinking Rich and Just Plain Stinky. Chapter 1, Meet the Repulsive Mr. Org. Manuel Org was repulsive. How repulsive? I'll tell you how repulsive Manuel Org was. Once he entered a competition to find the most repulsive person in the area at the time, and he was disqualified for being too repulsive. Would I lie to you? Except for money. You know how people go on about greasy hair? Well, Manuel Org's hair was so greasy that it was more grease than it was hair. So it would be more accurate to have called it hairy grease than greasy hair. You'd probably go, "Yurch!" and run away from him as fast as your little legs or wheels would carry you. It's hard to imagine anyone having such greasy hair on top of their head. And what a head. Have you ever seen a really rotten potato? One that's been forgotten about and left to do its own thing? You have? Well, what an exciting life you must lead. Do write and tell me about it. On second thoughts, don't. I don't want you to. If you do, I'll simply look at your letter and sneer at it, like I do a worthless piece of cheese, then put it in a pile marked ignore and hope it might go away sooner rather than later. Manuel Org's head was like a rotten potato. It was lumpy, it was brownish yellow or yellowish brown, depending on which direction you were approaching him from, and it was knobbly. If it had been raining for a while, Manuel Org often had little green shoots growing out of his ears. When the weather was really hot, the grease poured from his head, running into the melted wax, dripping from his ears, and they combined to form something which looked like the evil half-brother of golden syrup. Stay back! This is the gooey liquid of nightmares, and I should know. I've had a few bad dreams about it myself. And so to Manuel Org's breath. Once, when he was in an orderly queue of people waiting for their turn to point and laugh at the village idiot, he did a burp. If this was written down and to scale, it would be more of a burp. I'm sorry, but there it is. Facts are facts, and marmalade is stuff you spread on distant trees to keep the wasps away at picnics. His burp smelt of all the things he'd eaten that day, which included, in order of eating, 2/3 of a pickled raw herring, a pickled onion, 11 gherkins, a fly, by mistake, a fly on purpose because he liked the taste of the first one so much, 1 jar of sandwich spread, 1 month past sell-by date, a bag of monosodium glutamate, a packet of crisps mixed with his own toenail clippings, a boiled fox, roadkill, 3 peppermints pre-sucked, which wasn't very nice for the 6 people standing downwind of him. So let's just agree that Manuel Org was repulsive. If I say much more about his repulsivosity, and yes, I did just make that word up, you might chuck this book aside. After all, most things are more fun than thinking about Manuel Org's smell and appearance, and that includes swimming in a bowl of raw liver or cleaning the underside of a garden snail with your tongue. I think you need a bath after all that. Just give me a few minutes.